gave us 2 blue labels.
I think Vic is a nervous flyer.
The bezel is not the original factory Mark III bezel.
This ain't no knick-knack scatty pack.
I'm offended.
I'm excited.
Hey, what's up, guys?
This is Sam. What's up with the prices, man?
It looks more feminine than it is.
I did meet with the investment group.
I gotta have a conversation with Alfred.
For the first time, he's working.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are headed out to San Francisco. We're gonna meet with our boy Sam, who has tons of inventory. I'm pretty excited. I've never been to San Francisco. What about you?
Yeah, I've been there a couple times. I'm a pretty big Giants fan, so it's gonna be pretty exciting.
Cowboys fans over here. Anyway,
It's baseball.
we hope you guys really enjoy this episode. Stay tuned.
As you can see, we got some unfortunate weather, so it's kind of hard to say, but there's a 50-50% chance we're gonna make it to San Francisco, or we're just gonna go back to work at the office in Dallas. So let's just stay tuned on this one.
Stainless steel, one with a little smooth bezel Jubilee.
Hey, on the Wimbledon as well. We got Matt over here filming it all. Let's go. I think Vic is a nervous flyer. As you can see, we have his luggage unattended. This is his 3rd bathroom break since we started filming, which has been about 15 minutes. The weather has cleared up a little bit, so I think we're gonna make our flight, hopefully. We're boarding right now, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully we're not stuck on tarmac for an hour just to go back home.
Big.
And you got it on camera, that's even worse. I'm over here thinking like, dang, are they on a plane? Over here just taking care of clients, man. Just had this 2-tone sky dweller come in. Gonna send it to get a light touch-up done, check the gaskets, make sure everything's running properly, and get it delivered. The work never stops. Play hard, work harder. So we just landed. Don't even have a clue where our car rental is at, so we're over here just trying to make some calls, figure everything out. Don't make fun of us. I'm hungry. I know you're hungry.
Yeah, I'm definitely hungry.
Matt, I know you're hungry, so it's time to eat, man. Let's go.
Quick 30-minute train ride later, we actually just piggybacked on some strangers who were in the same boat as us. So we didn't do any work. We just found someone else with the same problem and just followed them the whole way here. Thank you. Beverly, Hertz is the way to go. Thank you, Beverly.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
I'm offended.
Yeah, something.
Tell me why it would not take my card. Not only that, bro, I put my card in it. She was like, okay, you got to give us $500. But you put your card in it. Oh, it's $120.
No, I think she said 1,000.
No, dude.
Oh, it wasn't?
It was $129.
Oh, here's our car. It's not quite the Ferrari we ordered, but it's the next thing closest.
Keep checking.
So let us know what you think.
Take a look. We got some alcohol over the week. We still need to add more. Luckily, we got this in from a partner of ours. They gave us 2 blue labels. A client actually from watching the last video sent us in this Law's Whiskey House. So thank you, you know who you are. We went out and got a couple of vodkas, so now it's coming together. It's looking a little better in there. We got a lamp over here. We got a client coming in. How's it going, man?
Good, how are you?
Good. Jimmy, nice to meet you. Look at this guy. Look how clean and proper he looks, huh?
Looking crispy.
Hey, you got your zipper right there, though. Damn. We're up in our game here. At least Eric is. Looking sharp. Let's go find Deja. Oh, there she is. She's working with time. Cruise on over. So it's actually a very exciting week. Business is still picking up. Oh, hello.
Hey, Jimmy, you're power walking, bro. I can keep up with that.
I'm excited. So today is really exciting because Alfred and Deja are flying to Houston to meet a player for the Texans. Now this, I know we have a lot of UK viewers. This is American football, not the beautiful game you call football. I can't talk about the partnership in its detail at the moment. We are delivering a watch to a VIP client. They do play for the Houston Texans. We've been taking a lot of photography, switching it up. These are photographies that we sent the client. We would now pair the watch with what we would say some more hype things, you know, Louis Vuitton, Supreme, Bear Bricks, things like that. You might ask, why am I not going, or why is Marco not going on this trip? One of the things that Marco and I both agreed on is that we want to get the team a lot more involved. These guys and girls are busting their butt off, and we think that they deserve to go on these trips. Jai and Victor went out to San Francisco to meet that VIP client that's bringing in 25 watches on consignment. And then we felt that instead of me and Marco going, I felt like Alfred and Deja are going to be a much better fit. Deja's our head of client relations, and Alfred, he's our lead sales guy. He's gonna go out there with her. They're gonna deliver an AP 15500. The flight's at 2. They got to meet the client at their house or the player at their house at 6:30, and then fly back tonight. And then we're meeting we're meeting an MLB player tomorrow as part of this partnership. So that's really exciting. I'll show you this sneak peek. Let me clean my phone screen real quick just in case. We're basically creating like a book for this partnership where there's watches that they can potentially wear. Again, I can't go into detail of the partnership, but this is the product photography. So you'll see a Porsche key, a Calls doll. So we're just getting a little bit more creative with some of our photography.
Just left the airport. We have finally found a place to eat. Hopefully we can find some good tacos. We'll let you know how they taste. Stay tuned.
Oh.
They still got these, man. I'm upset. They're taking away my apricot. I think it was like a limited edition summer thing. So one of my buddies told me that they are no longer producing these. I'm upset.
I'm on that post-flight sleepiness, so I'm just trying to find something with a lot of caffeine. I like the Celsius. Alfred got me on the Celsius. They don't have Celsius. I don't know what's going on here. California, what's up? All right, I'm gonna go cherry lemonade, rain. I don't know. I think the Rock has this. I'll support him.
Man, California, what's up with the prices, man? Not only do we have to pay tax, you hit me with a 50% price fee?
Yeah, it was $8 for 2 drinks.
What is a price fee? I've never heard of that. Please tell me.
$8.
Man, I wasn't expecting this. I feel like we're all ducked off some Secret Service.
Oh, this is crazy.
That's so smooth, man.
God damn it. Dude, there's buttons, bro. I'm not used to this.
We're not sneaking up on anybody.
Leave it up to dry. What's up, guys? My man, my man.
Oh my God,
man?
this place is
Long time no see.
My man.
this place is tucked away, isn't it?
It is. What is this?
Yeah, what do we got going on here, bro?
Well, this is a fleet of supercars. I mean,
Yeah.
you got your Formula One Aston Martin.
All right, clean.
You got your brand new Mercedes SL55. You got your Ferrari Portofino with the special white wheels.
Yeah.
You got a Camaro, but not just any Camaro. This ain't no knick-knack scatty pack. This is the ZL1 stick
the big
shift.
boy.
And then we got the Porsche 911 Turbo with the special gold wheels.
Yeah, some carbon on there.
This is definitely his favorite car.
All right, bro. So the viewers gotta know. What are you doing out here?
Moving out to San Francisco, me and Michaela have definitely been keeping our heads down, trying to sell a little bit more. Sam, who has been a client for a while, has 200 watches and he wants to sell them. He has literally 200
A little bit of
watches.
everything, right?
Well, let's go inside. I'll introduce you guys to Sam. You guys had an easy flight?
Did it was
A little delay, but
relatively quick.
Yeah.
Once we got going.
Hey, what's up, guys?
This is Sam.
How's it
How
going?
you
Welcome.
doing? How you doing today?
Nice. You guys just got in?
hey, I'm Jai.
Hey, pleasure. Nice to meet you.
Victor?
Nice to meet you. Pleasure.
Absolutely.
What we got on the wrist right there? Is that the roof here?
Yeah, the Rolex Rebuke.
Yeah.
Very cool.
We were just talking about those on the way over here.
Yeah.
I just got this one yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, very
Nice.
cool.
Well, I will say, if your watch collection is anything like your cars, you got some good taste.
Yeah, watches and cars, that's my thing for sure. Come on in, guys. Yeah.
Thank you.
You guys want me to go get those 25 watches and we'll sit down and look them over and talk?
Yeah, let's do
All
it.
right, let's do it.
You guys remember last week when Jimmy said we were going to be picking up a few watches from a client of ours? We finally made it here in San Francisco. This is my guy Sam. Got the team here.
Thank you guys for coming.
Absolutely.
So here is the 25 pieces picked out with Jimmy and Marco. So I do want to consign a bunch of my watches. I have about 200 watches. I've been collecting for about 25 years. And I like to kind of dabble in every brand. So I just right now discussing it with my wife and just this addiction that I have. It's kind of come to the conclusion that I need to get rid of some that I've agreed to. So I'm cutting my collection down by half, which is good because I don't get to wear these all the time, but I do get to enjoy them. Just to open them up and look at them and just pick them out and play with them has been a pleasure for me. You know, I truly love watches, as you guys can see. Let me talk about the brands that were chosen and the particulars to them. So we can start off here. This one is the Omega Planet Ocean 43 millimeter in titanium. Yeah, this one's discontinued now.
It's clean.
Yeah, I love it because of the colors. It's just before this, and I have that model as well. This watch was a lot flashier, so it was more kind of, I guess, Omega trying to compete with Rolex and the Submariner, which they can't even come close to. But I mean, it's a great watch competition-wise. I mean, Rolex is always going to be Rolex, but I mean, Omega does really well, and I think the Planet Ocean is an amazing watch. Beautiful to look at. The caliber, the way the finishing is on it is really, really high.
It's those small details.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
what keeps it going back to.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's beautiful. So
When I think of that watch, I think of something like a Yachtmaster or a Sub, but to me, those two don't pop like that does.
A little bit of orange, just up to what, 15?
yeah,
That's clean.
definitely.
So we got obviously a ton of watches here.
Yeah.
What got you here? When did you get into watches, and kind of how did the addiction kind of start?
When I was a little kid, I remember being in my aunt's house, and we lived in Switzerland for a while. That's where she lived, and she had a Cartier tank watch, and she had it on the table, and I was just, as a kid, I was mesmerized by that watch. I remember reaching for it. And just looking at it, I was just like, wow. It had this feeling of like, a mechanical thing, but almost as art as well.
Yeah.
Almost kind of like a living art piece. So I was mesmerized by it. That's when I wanted my first Swatch. Yeah. And I was really, really young at that age. And I remember I got the original, so it was like back in 1983. And I got the original black and white Swatch, and I used to love that watch, and that was my watch. So that's how it started, and kind of grew from there. And as I went to college, I graduated, I got a job, then I got a really good job. At that point, your income goes up, and when you have the available funds, I would spend it more on watches than anything else, and that's kind of how my collection started and started to grow, and the addiction started as well.
Yeah,
Definitely.
But see, I can see that, and that's what I love. I mean, especially in today's generation. I mean, I'm a victim of it too. It's just buying stuff for value, but it seems like you buy stuff that you like. You have such a different variety of watches on straps, bracelets. I mean,
colors.
Yeah, 100%. I definitely respect, if I say higher end, I'm really going to say like Patek Philippe, Vacheron. I do respect them, and Audemars, and I know like the caliber of watch they make, what goes into making that watch, and I appreciate that, and I love that, and I do have some of their pieces, but I could never just stick to just buying one watch in 5 different ways. I do in certain ways, but I still buy other watches as well. I really love what every brand kind of has to offer, and I see the specialness in each one of them.
Right. And that's what I'm very intrigued with these watches. I started out myself just sticking to certain main brands, but then you learn to appreciate, some of these dials. For me, that Dark Side of the Moon right there, the Omega, it's one of my favorites out there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
At the price point, you just get so much watch.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. You can get all of these under retail. I mean, except for a few, like Grand Seiko, I would kind of say is getting to that point where you can't really get much of a discount on. Grand Seiko, it's funny, the way it stands now in the market is what Rolex was, I would say, like 10, 15 years ago. Because if you bought a Rolex, you weren't losing a lot of money, but you were losing money. Not like it is today where, it's like 4 or 5, 10 times just psychotic. Now that Grand Seiko is kind of in that realm in my perspective, because if you buy one, you're going to lose about 10, 15% maybe, from what you paid for it.
Right.
Tops 20%. But, that's how Rolex was 10, 15 years ago as well. You could buy a Submariner and you weren't, that's what it was always known for. A watch you can buy where, your money's pretty safe. Because if you bought any other brand at that time up to almost now, you're losing like 30% to, 50%.
Right.
Sometimes even more depending on the brand.
So a question for you as far as your relationship is, are these pieces that you need to build that relationship with before they present those to you? Do you have to buy others, or these pieces?
Certain ones, nothing that I can see here. So nothing that, besides this was for a second when all that hype, and this is the Zenith. Correct.
It's like a Daytona from the far.
And the Zenith can really do this is because the watch, the actual movement for the Daytona, the real automatic, the Daytona had a hand wind before that, that was in the Paul Newman and everything. But the actual watch, when it came out and it was an automatic, so that means it was a self-winding automatic, was this movement. Those watches, go for a lot of money now, depending on condition. But that's the legendary movement. And I kind of agree. I like the way the movement sets up the sub-dials, just like the older Rolex. It's more wider than it is now. It just has a certain appeal to it. And I think Zenith kind of gets the green light to do what they did.
So between all of these, what's going to be the hardest piece for you to let go?
I could say that about 5 or 10 of these.
I'm sure you can.
So 100%. So the hardest one for me to let go out of here would probably be this Grand Seiko diver right here with the blue dial, which is a high beat. That's a beautiful, amazing watch. Each one of these watches, I buy them, they have something special to them. This Frank Mueller, I just love the fact that the classic look, but the thinness. When you put this on, it's a big watch in a way that it's, I think, 43 millimeter, about 43 millimeter or 42.5. But the way it wears is actually thinner. It's very surprising. It has a basics highly finished 7750 movement in it, which Frank Mueller was using religiously. He really doesn't do anything crazy until you get to like the bespoke pieces, and he's like a absolute master at watchmaking. And some of those pieces that he's done are just unreal museum pieces. And they sell for like $6 to $10 million, I believe.
Yeah.
I have a new appreciation for Frank Mueller, and I do because it was a question last week in one of the comments that they asked what was our least favorite watch, watch brand, I should say. And I said Frank Mueller, but after that, I went and did some research, some homework.
Oh, yeah?
Yep, I sure did, because I want to expand my horizon. I don't want to just go stick with all these main,
Did it flip around then?
What's that?
Is it now your not least favorite?
No, I will say it. Well, it is. The answer to that is yes. It is no longer my least favorite brand.
There we go.
Right. If you're buying Frank Mueller retail, your money's not going far because he is pretty expensive. If you go back to the late 90s, early 2000s, Frank Mueller was the watch, just like how Richard Mills the watch, and all the celebrities were wearing Frank Mueller. Frank Mueller was the hottest watch to get. There's been different people that have sit on that throne. Obviously Rolex has always sat on the very top pinnacle of that throne, but there's been other models that have come in and kind of taken some of that shine away. And Frank Mueller happens to be one of those guys, and as crazy as it sounds, Hublot was one of those guys too. And
everybody hates Hublot.
And everyone, it's the same thing that Frank Mueller did. Frank Mueller took its popularity and wanted to cash in immediately. So it started allowing online retail brands, secondary market to sell his watches. He was selling it directly to them at a high discount because he was selling so much and the hype was there. He wanted to sell it. Roxy, he wanted to sell it to individuals that couldn't afford it. He wanted to maximize his sales, so that killed the brand. I follow watches. You know, I love watches. That's my passion, and that's why I have so many. And some people might say, you know, it's crazy, but you know, it's not. You know, you work hard and you try to get to a place where you get things that you get enjoyment from and comfort from. So, you know, that's kind of what everyone's kind of striving to do, is get to a point where they're comfortable and are able to enjoy the things in life. I mean, it's a short life, you know, and death is imminent. If you kind of have that type of mindset like I do, you kind of understand that right now is the time to enjoy your life, work hard, and get the things that you want. So
we hope you enjoyed everything that Mr. Sam talked about with his watches. As you see, he definitely has a passion and has some good taste, I must say. So we are not going to be taking these watches back personally. We are going to be using Malka's secured service for obvious reasons.
So you're going to be seeing all these watches on the website, except for maybe this one, because I was feeling I want to buy this from you real quick. It's a gorgeous piece. We really appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
It's been an absolute pleasure being able to look at
pleasure.
all these. I know it's going to be hard for you to let someone go, but they're off to good homes, obviously.
Awesome. Just don't wear them, guys.
Yeah, of course not.
Yeah, I just said that.
We just left Sam's house. Coolest car collection, coolest watch collection. You'll see obviously a lot of it when we get on the website. But we are starving, so we're gonna go get some steak and enjoy the rest of the evening.
I saw a little text. I gotta have a conversation with Alfred.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
About what?
But you know how we had the competition board up?
Yeah.
So Alfred just took a picture of it and sent it in the group. But he had a little head start from a couple rollover deals. So I think he feels like, you know.
Sounds like my team's in the lead.
No. I'm not too happy with that.
Yeah.
So I gotta have a talk with my man.
With Marco?
No, with Alfred.
Yeah.
You can't be boasting like that, man. I get the head start. Don't throw it in my face.
Before I just get made fun of a lot, I did drink a lot of tequila. Not a lot, but 2 shots. It looks more feminine than it is, and everyone knows those drinks taste the best. So, I mean, come on, they taste good.
Have a drink.
Yeah. All right, let's just pinky up. So if this is an Airbnb, this makes sense, right? Do not block driveway. That is some Airbnb stuff. But nobody else has that same sign on their lawns.
Yeah. Not feeling this.
Alright, so basically we rolled up to our Airbnb. Everything we need to get into the Airbnb is not there. So it sounds like we might have been scammed on it.
Because of a keypad, right?
Yeah, the keypad. The keypad is not there. I went around back to double check to make sure everything like looks kosher. And there's like multiple cars back there. It just seems kind of odd and off. Check right here. It's 1 a.m. Our flight is at, we fly out at 10 a.m. We'll see what we can do in 9 hours. Hey, so it looks like that Airbnb is not gonna work.
Yeah, you guys find a hotel?
Yeah, I mean, we called one, but it's like almost 600 bucks.
You guys gotta have a place to stay, so just do it, and then whoever gets it, I'll reimburse.
I'll keep you updated.
All right, bye.
All right, see ya.
You need to text Jimmy and tell him he need to go to sleep.
Yeah, bro.
It's 1 o'clock here. It's 3 o'clock there.
Yeah, bro.
He's going inside. And of course the door is locked here. Play a game. How many hotels or how many different places is it gonna take before we find the one? That's 2.
Yeah, there's the one down the street. You wanna try that?
Let's go.
That looks way more open. Wish me luck.
Fingers crossed. We need this. Need some sleep. I'm tired, y'all. Rental car. Told myself I was gonna bring a nice warm hoodie when we come out here. What did I do? Forget the hoodie.
So we got a last minute hotel. I had to negotiate like crazy to get us a deal that wasn't just stupid because it's San Francisco. She wanted to come in at 400. I said 300. We met in the middle, close to the middle at 355. So Mazald, done deal. 3 separate bedrooms.
So there's been a lot of comments about why I have such a small desk. I figured, hey, maybe this is a bigger desk that I can use, and I'll give you guys a business update. Things are firing in all cylinders. Right now, team fully linked, aka Alfred, Jai, and Trent are in the lead. I think they're up by like $3,000 or $4,000 of profit compared to Eric, Marco, and Victor. So it's still a very close battle. Our CRM, as you guys see, Salesforce, that is about 2 weeks away. We're on pace. It's a lot of the infrastructure build out. I did meet with the investment group. That went very well. We should be getting some injection of capital. You know, I think the mistake that people have when it comes to injection of capital is, I think there's a lot of people out there that are looking for, you know, millions and millions of dollars for inventory. What you start to realize when you start to have these conversations with big time capital groups is how much money can you actually maximize, right? If someone gives you $2 or $5 million, are you able to use and work that money consistently, right? Or can you churn over, let's say, $1 million 3 times in a month? Those are the conversations. So we're pretty confident that we're going to get to the finish line here with some type of funding, so that's huge for us. You guys are probably seeing our sports marketing with the Big 12, the American Athletic Conference, SMU. We'll take you guys behind the scenes next week or the following week to show you what that looks like. We're going to go to SMU, check out some of our advertising behind the scenes. It's just a really exciting time. I mean, I think people are starting to see the culture change here at Grand Caliber. If you guys go back to one of the first episodes, I've always said, hey, the biggest thing we want to change is the culture. The one thing I don't enjoy is how expensive sales training is. We've done some sales training with our team. We're going to have another sales training person come out here in September as well as October. They're not cheap, but I'm starting to see a lot of results from it. I mean, the energy is high in our office, despite what Matt just saw a couple minutes ago. Another day at Grand Caliber, huh?
This is a Mark 6 red sub now. This is the last run of the red subs before they went to what they call the Great Whites. The bezel is not the original factory Mark III bezel. It is a service insert, and the way you can tell is usually look at the 4s and you look at the fonts, they look very thin, right? Mm-hmm. And you see how the 4 is really boxy?
And I think you told me, is that the one where it doesn't have like that small hook?
No, you're talking about serifs.
Serifs.
That's not, no. The biggest tell with this is just looking at how thin the fonts are, because the what's called a Mark III bezel is kind of what ran on these subs for a really long time. They would have more of a thicker font. The 4s are pointy. They have what's called long 5s, and it's kind of annoying with the stuff they came up with these. But so this one would need a Mark III insert, which, as you guys saw in the last video, I probably have the parts for it.
Let's check if our team is using these dual monitors we paid for. Look at them. That's the goal. You have the CRM on one side, WhatsApp, iMessages on the other, email hopefully. That's called productivity.
I don't know about email, Jimmy. That's a stretch.
Yeah, these guys don't know how to use emails. How's it going? Get any deals?
Yeah, it's a hard watch to find in general, but I mean, I can.
He's working. For the first time, he's working.
How can I get lead connected up here?
I have a save for you, man.
I have a technical support issue.
Dude's got 3 screens. He doesn't even know how to use 2 of them.
Man.
This is new. See, we want to increase production, so we got the dual monitors. Everyone has adapted besides Jai. He's still on his 2 phones right over there.
You can't do 5 screens. 5 screens is too much.
Did you log in?
I already logged in. Everything switched to this side.
Did you turn the power on?
Yes. There you go. Nope, I did. You laugh, but wait.
What did you do?
I show up to work and things happen.
All in a day's work. Oh, I'm cringing, Dad. I'm stepping on my car. That's cringeworthy. We're trying to switch it up. You know, we can't do a fancy meal every week like barbecue. A couple of our staff members had pizza last night, me included. It was the first night of American football. Chicken wings. We haven't had chicken wings.
Bone in or boneless, Jimmy?
Oh, I'm a bone in.
Bone-in flats only is the way it should be.
We have some people that eat boneless, so whatever. We'll cater to them.
Lunch is here.
Lunch is here. Today was a holiday.
Yeah, and I told him it's in the contract that you signed. He's like, well, you didn't review it from pen to pen line.
That's why you signed the DocuSign, bro.
Keeps going out to the lake every weekend. I don't know. I keep seeing less people that you're with, so I'm trying to think.
What do you mean?
Axing them.
That's why there's a team that's losing, is because, you know, instead of selling them, they're just chilling on a boat. There's no edit, it's just raw. Straight.
Yeah, just let it play,
live, baby.
Let's do a live stream.
dude. No, you not. No,
Yeah, no,
not Marco.
All right, we got plates.
How many wings did you guys buy?
150.
So 50 boneless for
So
the children.
what do we got?
We got original hot, barbecue, that's mango habanero, lemon pepper, garlic parmesan, and original hot. Tons of fries and veggies. And we got 2 blue cheeses just for Matt.
right, welcome to another week of Ask Us Anything. I don't know why, but Matt chose to do this right after we ate some wings. So excuse my tummy. What do you got for me, Matt?
Brands619 says, another great episode. Question for next week. Who at the company thinks they have the best chance at being able to take a watch fully apart and rebuild it?
Without a doubt, Marco. I think he's the only one that I would trust taking apart a watch and putting it back together. I know he used to do that prior to selling watches. So without a doubt, it's Marco.
Oh, that's me for sure. I don't probably Marco. He's really handy with that stuff. So I'm learning my way through it all, but I'd say Marco's definitely gonna be the best.
Marco.
Obviously me. I've done this actually several times. I have taken watches apart and put them back together. Before I was with Timepiece Gentleman or Grand Caliber or any of that, I actually wanted to be a watchmaker. So I would actually sit at my desk and disassemble watches regularly and try to put them together. I started with quartz watches, I started with automatic watches. I got pretty decent at it, but overall I have a lot of anxiety when it comes to taking apart a $30,000, $40,000 watch and scratching a dial or bending a hand or something, and then that's all on you as a watchmaker. If you damage a watch, there's no one else to blame but yourself. So I just didn't want to be in that hot seat all the time, so I decided, you know what? I'm gonna go sell watches, and that was what I was happiest with.
Big Booty Bandit says, when are we going to see Jimmy versus Vic racing their cars?
Oh man, we can see that real soon. I'm towards the finish line, right? So I would say within the next month, I'll give you guys some of that action.
I don't know. Whenever Vic's ready, I'll make it happen. He's the one that has all the car things that he's got to figure out. He's got to do these repairs or upgrades. My car is stock. It's ready to go. I will beat him on any track. If there's a corner, it's not even a competition. Now, he's got that American muscle, so if he wants to go down a straight line, he maybe has a chance. I have launch control, so anytime, Vic, I'll take you on.
Danny Simonor says, Marco was a founder in TPG. Is he an owner in Grand Caliber or just part of the sales team?
Ooh, hitting me with the tough questions. But like I said, more than happy to answer all of it. Marco and I are both no longer owners of Grand Caliber. We both were owners, but he and I both agreed that we should step down as owner because we wanted to use that equity to bring on more investors. The company was not in the strongest of financial position. You know, we had to do a buyout. There was a lot of other things that we had to address as a company. And so Marco and I felt like it was best to step down as owners, give up the equity for capital. Our expectation is as this company grows, we're gonna reinvest all the profits back into it. And eventually Marco and I will be owners again. We have a very strong relationship with the investors. For the sake of the company, for the sake of the team, we wanted to make sure that this company and this team continues to grow at the rate that it is, and we thought the best thing to do was to temporarily step down.
Room Temperature Water asks, my question for the week, is there a teacher's pet in the office?
I don't think so. Maybe Alfred because he's selling the most. I think Jimmy likes him the most. And then Room Temperature Water, it's iced water is the best, just so you know.
For one, I'm loving these names, man. Room temperature, shout out to you. I couldn't say there is and there isn't. I don't really kind of pay attention to those things, so I'm gonna let you guys be the judge of that.
No, there is no teacher's pets here. It's very fair in the office. It's all fair play.
Room temperature water. I don't think so. You guys can be the judge of that. I interact with everyone the same way. I don't think there's anyone that's trying to clean an apple and put it on the desk of someone. I don't even know who you would report to in that. I guess you guys can watch the videos and try to figure who that is. I don't really think there is one though.
Watches of Las Vegas ask, once Hong Kong opens back up fully, do you think that watch prices will be the same or similar to the beginning of this year? Will buying and selling speed up again?
I don't think the prices will be to where they were at the beginning of the year because they were very high. I think prices would stabilize as long as Hong Kong stays open, and I think prices will go back to more of like 2019, maybe early 2020 prices, but I don't think we'll see these crazy hyped up prices for a long time. Personally prefer the prices remain at a price point where everybody can enjoy these watches and it's not so crazy where you're paying 4 or 5x for a Daytona. I think, you know, a healthy, I hate to say healthy, but the watch being, you know, 2.5, 3x in value, okay, fine, you can't buy it at the AD, so, but 5x for a Panda to me is just crazy, or 30,000 for a Hulk, or 35,000 for a Pepsi. I just found those prices to just be unfair to the people who actually just wanted to buy them and wear them and enjoy them. So I'm happy the prices are actually getting lower because we can sell more of them and we can also buy them back at a healthier price down the road.
Willie Forbin says, I have a question. A part of when a customer orders a specific piece, how do you guys select the next pieces you're going to buy for your inventory? Cheers to all.
So when we have a sold order and we want to replace a piece so we keep the showroom full, basically we focus on what our bread and butter is, and that's sports models, vintage subs up to like brand new unboxed Panda Daytonas, somewhere in between there, basically whatever we can find at the right price that we know we can get to somebody that would be looking for it.
That's a really good question. Our inventory is flying so fast that we often sell the watch before it even hits our store. Obviously, we want to stay in watches that are much more liquid at the moment. So that's really any sport model Rolex. Right now, we see a lot of clients doing trade-ins because they want to upgrade to a higher watch. Regardless if you think the market's going to go down or up, your value of your watch is probably down, but so is the watch that you're buying. People start focusing too much on the price that they're getting for the watch and the price that they're buying the watch. You got to focus on the difference because that's what you're coming out of pocket. So we are stocking a lot of watches that clients are, again, trading in for a higher model. But honestly, our showroom is pretty bare right now, and that's because I can't tell you how many watches that we sell in a week, and we actually sell the watch before it even arrives. Last month, we sold 105 or 106 watches, and I would bet you at least 70% of that never even saw the showroom. I guess the answer can't even be sport model Rolexes because we try to stock them and they're gone. So typically the things that actually get stocked might be like Omega, Panerai, Tudors, because those tend to move a little bit slower, or six-figure pieces that take a little bit more time to actually sell. Anything in that $10,000 to $40,000 range, it sells.
Teacher Help says, what is each person's favorite vintage watch that is not Rolex?
I would have to go with the AP 5402 Jumbo. I love the slim case, pretty lightweight. That watch just does it for me.
I like the Patek Philippe Aquanaut. That's a good watch, being because Patek was a very dress-like watch. Back then, the term business casual was barely becoming a thing, and people were wearing denim on denim, and that's when the Aquanaut started blooming.
Favorite vintage watch that is not Rolex? Damn, I had an answer in my head. It was a Rolex 5513, but that got canceled. I've always wanted a Heuer Carrera, not a tag watch, but like an actual Heuer watch that's a Carrera. I haven't been able to find one. I've seen tag Heuer Carreras, but I would like one before Heuer became a part of tag.
So my favorite vintage piece that's a non-Rolex is the Nautilus, the Patek Philippe Nautilus, the 3800. It's like that two-tone. That one's really cool, comes in a 37mm, and I think that would be the one that I would rock.
Gary Garmash says, dude, how many links do you pull off the watch? It's too tight for that tiny wrist?
I think this is referring to, in the last video, we had some clients coming in and they purchased the watch. Alfred went and sized it. It was Eric's client. I don't know what the question is alluding to. I've heard people say that, hey, maybe we're selling watches without full links and that we're keeping some links. That's not the case. If you buy watches from authorized dealers or even gray market dealers, a lot of times there are links that are put behind the box because they were sized for whoever purchased them originally. So we sold that watch as a full set, had all the links. The client obviously had smaller wrists. We had to adjust, but it was sold as complete links.
Jeremy Sager says, I just saw this video clip pop up on Timepiece Videos. I thought you guys were not affiliated with TPG anymore. What kind of games are you guys playing?
I got it. I saw this comment. We're not affiliated with TPG at all. Like I said, Anthony was bought out. He's doing his thing in LA. I don't know who the Timepiece Video is. I think they're just someone who takes clips of the videos that we produce and they just provide like a shortened version of it. I don't know who that is. Matt and I, we've had conversations on whether or not this is appropriate or not, because they're certainly monetizing off of our channel where we're not monetizing at all. We haven't really thought about how to address that. Obviously the business is growing and that's our focus, but I do know that there's someone out there who will go through not only our channel, but different channels, watch the content and then take the content, slice it up and then repost it. But like I said, I don't know who that is. It has no affiliation with us, but if you know who it is or if that's you, reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to chat about it, honestly. And that concludes another week of Grand Caliber. I can't thank you guys enough for watching our content, supporting us along the way. We've gotten a lot of good feedback. At the end of the day, again, we're just trying to build a company. It's so challenging because unlike many other companies, we're definitely in the spotlight given that, There's a lot going on. We have a YouTube presence. And so again, we're just trying to build a company. Some people might say it's boring, but this is the day in the life of Grand Caliber. So we really appreciate you guys, the support, and we'll see you next week.